Hi everyone, this is daveac.blip.tv and this is my vblog 115 for Friday the 1st of October 2010. And those that know me well, that rolled off my tongue so well, they know that I'm doing my second go at this because I had a little technical problems and I like to do this in one continuous stream of consciousness. So let's get on with the show in under 15 minutes and get in a wine at the end. Well, after I'd done last week's show, Doctor Who Podshock from podshock.net, episode 222 did indeed go up on the feeds, and a bit of a doozy it was too. There's lots of stuff on there, but the part I really enjoyed was TARDIS Tara joining the lads, giving them a bit of a report of her adventures in Albuquerque as she chased down David Tennant to get his signature on her TARDIS manual book. Now, I won't tell you anything more because you should really go and give that a listen. It's either at podshock.net or on iTunes. And of course, on iTunes is the place where you'll find our podcast, the Cult Film Collective podcast. But first, a little bit of news of Ian, my co-host. When I was recording last week's show, they were in the actual imminent arrival of the fourth member of Megan, Ian and Liam. Their new member Julie arrived, and that is Callum Reese-Bissett, just a little bit over 10 pound in weight. So, and they are back home now and well, I know Ian's extremely tired, and I'm sure Megan, having done most of the work, is too. So, all my best wishes to you. Ian actually managed to make a very brief appearance on the show from the hospital room via a laptop. And that show was episode 65, and it was about greatest sci-fi monsters. But in actual fact, the title was a little bit more complicated than that. It was Favourite Monsters, Supernatural Beings, and Fantasy Creatures. And this was based on an FSX 200 poll. No, we didn't go through 200. It was just one of the sections of their 20 greatest suggestions. And it was the part 3 of the poll. So if you go to fsx.co.uk.com and you can see the list there. So that was last Sunday. This coming Sunday we're doing, this is the 3rd of October at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, again on TalkShoe ID 54821, we're doing Alter Egos and Evil Twins. And if you go to my YouTube site, DAC100, you might see that my evil twin took over my site to post a promo for that. We may possibly have a studio show up as well today or tomorrow, but I know Ian's very hard pressed at the moment, so that may not go up. So hopefully at least we'll catch you on Sunday. And just before we leave the podcasting section, I just want to mention one of the other podcasts that I do, and this is for people in the UK who connect to the internet via the ISP TalkTalk. Now, I don't work for TalkTalk. This is a podcast I do about the community forums. It's called TFM TalkTalk Forum Members. And I do it the first Monday in each month. So it will be the 4th of October, Monday the 4th of October, and the TalkShoe ID for this is 30776 at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. In actual fact, that's 7 p.m. British Summer Time. I'm mentioning it this week because there's been a big mess of changes with the TalkTalk forums, and I'm hoping that one or two of the people that use TalkTalk might try and make it on the show to air what their feelings are about these changes. So that's a lot of news. Bit of Doctor Who science fiction news, just to say that the Sarah Jane Adventures will be starting soon. Not this coming Monday, but the Monday after, Monday the 11th of October at 5:15 on CBC, that's the children's BBC, and the first episode one is called The Nightmare Man, and the second part of it will air a day later. So that's exciting to look at. Right, I've got some classical music, I've got a Doctor Who DVD, yes, and I've got a wine. But before that, just a couple of tech items to throw in with this mixed bag. I've been reading a little bit about what Google are trying to promote. About March of this year, Google put into the public domain a new method of doing videos, and they've also now put in a new method of showing pictures, and they're trying to promote this with the rollout of HTML5, and I think the Firefox 4 browser beta will show this. The new video format to try and move away from Flash is WebM, and you can, if you go to YouTube or the Google site, put WebM videos, you'll find a little bit about that. It's supposed to be a efficient, but it's quite hard to, it takes a lot to encode it, but it's supposed to have gains when you're actually decoding. It's supposed to need less processor cycles for your machine, so lower capacity machines should be able to show higher quality video. That's the theory. With their new picture thing, which is not JPEG, it's called WebP. It's supposed to be more efficient in terms of 40% less file size for the same quality. Now you can't see that natively yet, but they've got some like pings up that will show you the similarity of the JPEG and this WebP, but they show you that the file size is 40% smaller, which for something like Google with their massive data and all their file servers would make a huge difference to them. Okay, and one more piece of tech news before I go on. If you're a user of, I'm always mentioning the PlayStation 3, but I don't often mention the Wii player. Well, they're bringing out the new Remote Plus. When the Wii remotes came out, that changed everything with gameplay. To get even more precise controllers, there was another attachment that you could attach to it to make it more accurate. Well, now these Remote Pluses will be sold as a single unit. So if you use the Wii PlayStation games player, that might be something to interest you. Not sure of the prices, but that's true. Oh, and not tech news. I've just looked back at my sheet, and I should have mentioned this at the top of the show. One piece of sad news that was this week was that Tony Curtis had died, aged 85, which was sad. You know, some people think that one of the greatest comedies ever was Some Like It Hot, the one he did with Marilyn Monroe and Jack Lemmon. But yeah, sadly, Tony Curtis did Persuaders with the chap who was going to be Roger Moore, who's going to be James Bond later, and he's in countless films. So sad, Tony Curtis. Married 6 times, I believe I was reading about. That was amazing. Of course, Jamie Lee Curtis is probably his most famous daughter. Okay, I need to move on because 8 minutes, we've got things to fit in. Let's go to the music, classical music. And this is, let's see if I can pronounce the pianist's name, Stanislav Richter, famous Russian pianist, sadly dead now. And this is one of his CDs playing all Schumann. And the piece that I'm going to play a clip from is Concerto for Piano and Orchestra in A minor. And I'm going to the third movement about 6 minutes in. Let's see if we can hear a little bit of that, because there's a nice piano section. Hoping the volume's okay. I'm going to have to stop it. Lovely, lovely stuff. Okay, well, Doctor Who. I've got a new box set DVD. Well, I say new, it's actually a second-hand one. I got it from somewhere called GameStop for $9.99. That's about $15, and it's The Trial of a Time Lord, the Six Doctors final, where the whole series was just about the trial. So there's 4 DVDs in there, and I've got it set up just very early on as the Doctor finds himself in a courtroom, and I'm hoping we can play this very quickly. I'll be featuring this. Hang on.
You have a great talent for straying from the straight and narrow.
Sorry, I introduced it a bit there.
Would it be too much to ask what all this is about?
The accused will remain silent until invited to speak.
The accused? You mean me?
I call upon the Valiard to open the case.
By order of the High Council. This is impossible.
I've got to stop it there, I'm sorry. I'm going to feature that a little bit more. This new 15-minute format I'm using, it's stretching me to the limit of keeping my mouth shut. That was a very brief clip, I know, but I will be spending a little bit more time on Trial of the Timeline. I only just got it a couple of days ago, and I'm very pleased that I got it at that price. 10 quid, brilliant. Well, that leaves me very little time to go on to my wine. Faustino Crianza, that means it's been 2 years before it can be sold. That's about 12 to 18 months in barrels and a further 6 months kept. And it's a Rioja. The grape is Temporello, I can never get that right. 2006. It was a medium price wine, and by that I mean medium by my standards. That's about £5. And I know I've got very little, but I'm looking forward to hints of vanilla, toasty wood, and wild fruits of the forest. And I'll tell you what, I've been able to smell it quite strongly while I've been talking. And of course, the oakiness and the vanilla is because, as I say, it's had 12, possibly 18 months in barrels. And it's got a very, very good nose. All the sort of earthy goodness that I like. And it's just going towards that red berry, but there's plumminess there, but just towards that red berry, slight sharpness. Not lots of oak, but quite a nice oak background. And yes, I'm getting the vanilla. And spices, quite a bit of spices coming through. Let me have another taste. It's got lovely long legs. Again, you'll never see these legs on the screen, but they're there. From Spain, of course. I'm getting quite adventurous in Europe, and nearly all the wines I used to drink that came from Europe were nearly always French wines, because most of the time I was drinking New World wines, either from Australia or from California, or even from South Africa or Chile. So when I was drinking a European wine, it tended to be always French. But I've been trying Spanish wines, Italian wines, even a couple of Sicilian wines. And I think it was after my brother sent me quite a posh Rioja a while back. Anyway, another little look at the bottle, because I think it deserves it. Oh, and thank you for focusing properly. As I say, this is probably less than an $8 wine. And there you can even see the address if you want to look it up. 13.5%, I didn't mention that, did I, before, produce of Spain. And I'm going to have one last taste, because I've got the luxury of time, because I perhaps could have played a little bit more of the Doctor Who. Okay, that's me done for vblog 115. The day that I told the world about Ian's baby boy from the 24th of September, Callum Reese visit. And I hope to see you on the 3rd, Sunday the 3rd, for the Cultum Collective Alter Egos and Evil Twins. See you then. Bye.